Afternoon, everybody. Thank you. Just bear with me here 1 second, if you don't mind. Of course, my phone decided to shut off. My other phone decided to shut off just as I started. So Jill and I are going to chat a little bit about Child and Family Services, Department of Social Development and Housing. So Jill's going to talk about the social work aspect, which I know a lot of students coming out, vast majority of students coming out of UPEI won't have a social work degree, but it's definitely going on to continued education. Definitely she'll provide some valuable information there. I'm going to talk about child and youth care work, which is part of our department as well, within residential services. And our residential services, for those of you that don't know, are group care for children in need of protection. So it's through Child and Family Services, and we provide day-to-day housing and supervision and support for young people that are in the care of the director. So currently in PEI, we have 7 residential group homes. And so we take care of youth from the ages of as young as infancy right up to aging out, which is the age of 18. So we have 7 group homes. Our group homes primarily are separated by age. So we have homes for really, really young children right up to preparing to age out. And then we also have a transition program, which is independent living for our kids that are our young people that are 18 and over. So our immediate opportunities for child and youth care workers is within our casual list for the group home. So we're looking for casual youth workers, and casual youth workers fill in for full-time workers that are taking vacations or out sick or any additional programming needs that we might have. And we provide, as I said, we provide day-to-day care for the young people within our programs. I'm a program supervisor at Maple Group Home. So our program is for 13 to 17-year-olds, and we have up to 9 youth living with us at any one time in a communal living setting. And we have 3 youth workers on at any given time. Residential services is expanding. So we're actually looking at providing more homes, typically smaller homes in communities where the youth are from and have roots established. So we stretch across the province. So there's opportunities right across. The minimum qualifications for youth workers is the youth worker program, the human services program, and the reason I'm here today is actually a degree in the social sciences. And so that's your psychology, sociology, anthropology, family studies, any of those degrees are the minimum qualification to get in. And it's an amazing opportunity for a career here on the island that pays well and makes a significant impact on youth and families across the island. But it's also an opportunity for students that are going on to post-secondary studies, graduate studies, to get some field experience. So it's in the field of psychology, sociology. It's a great opportunity to get in there and get some field placement in the areas of their study before they go on to their master's and PhD programs. And we also, if you stick with us for a year, we also provide $2,500 a year study allowance that you don't have to pay back. So it's another perk, even for our casual employees, that they can continue their education after they're with us for a year and get $2,500 towards it each year for the extent of their continued education. And as I said, it's a career opportunity too. Here on PEI, youth workers start off in residential at about ranging between $28 and $30 an hour. So it's a really good wage here in PEI to actually build a career off of, with lots of upwards movement in management as well. So that just gives you a brief description of kind of what we do, what we're looking for. It's an incredibly impactful career. It's literally life-changing at times. And I would encourage anybody with that might have an idea that they like working with kids to give it a shot, to reach out. I don't know if I'll be able to stick around for the question and answer, but I have provided my direct email and cell phone number for anybody to reach out to me if they want more information. And now I'll pass it on to Jill.
All right,
thank you.
Barry. Like I said, my name is Jill, and I am a social worker here with Child and Family. Currently, I work on the Indigenous team. I guess for us here, we do require a minimum of Bachelor of Social Work. So after you're done of your 4 years with your undergrad degree, there's lots of different programs to get a social work degree. You can do it in person, or there's even online. And the one thing that we kind of offer here, which is really great, is we do a lot of student placements, and depending on what program you are in or enrolled in, there might be 1 or 2. And then usually what has happened in the last couple of years is once you're done your placement, we will hire you on most times as what we call a case aide until you either finish your school or you have to get registered. So what the registration means is that we're part of a board. So we have to pay an annual fee so we can be registered with the Board of Social Work. And that's just to make sure that we're practicing in good faith and we have good standings. And then it also requires a certain amount of training per year in order to stay registered. But through our work, it's never hard to get that training. I guess with our field here, there's lots of different opportunities to work in different areas of social work. So with child protection, you can work in what we call the intake assessment unit. And that's where workers will take, just answer calls, and they write up every child protection report that comes in, and they do that province-wide. So we have offices here in Charlottetown, we have offices in Montague, and Summerside. And Summerside and O'Leary are kind of joined up together. So Summerside will take Summerside West. And then Montague does like Surrey East down there. So like I said, we start off in the assessment unit, you take reports island-wide. Then we go into what we call intake investigations. So that is when child protection reports are received and meet the criteria for investigations. Then you go and investigate that. And then we have long-term planning, what we call focus intervention. And that's you work with families to mitigate any child protection concerns that may arise. Then on the other side of things, we have what we call resource. Resource deals with foster parents only. So you could do foster parent assessments. You might, you just help navigate, but there's always challenges that come in when you're dealing with kids in care. And so you just help the foster parents kind of navigate through that. Then we also had the child and care team. So those workers would deal a lot actually with Ray and his workers. So they deal with just the children that are in care, whether they're in foster homes or group homes. And then we had the Indigenous team, which I'm a part of as well. So there is, so we just deal with just on with Indigenous families and communities. So we have Lennox Island, and then we also have Abigwit, which is part of Scotchford, Morel, and Rocky Point. Yeah, there's all kinds of job opportunities. We are always looking for staff. There's never been a shortage. Here, what's a little bit different is you usually do start off casual, and what's different between the casuals here as opposed to a group home is casual work is full-time, and it is Monday to Friday. Don't get the benefits like you do if you were in a temp or full-time, but there's always work available. So you always get full-time work. It is Monday to Friday. There are sometimes evening and weekend work. So we have somebody that's always on what we call emergency duty. And so we have an after hours line that people can call in and make after hours child protection reports. And then that goes to a worker that's in each region. So we always have a emergency duty worker for Prince and Queens and Kings County. So yeah, that's pretty much it, I guess. If anybody, I guess we'll wait for questions afterwards, but